the big news while I was out on vacation in the Browns camp was around Shedeur Sanders, but this time it wasn't about touchdown passes, OTAs, optional team workouts. It was about his driving record. He got pulled over for driving 100.
We need more sound effects, man. I think that makes our show just go over the top. So
you got to get the Caddyshack horn next time, though. Just make that thing as obnoxious as it can be, but I like it.
Just keep doing your thing. Sorry.
No, you're good. I loved it. He got pulled over for driving 101 miles an hour. It was his second speeding ticket in the month of June. He was also doing 91 and a 65 earlier. The question I have is, do you care? I'm going to get us started because I drove to vacation, and I got news for you guys. Throw up the timer whenever you have a second. I drove over 91 miles an hour multiple times. Carolina is very liberal and has some very open highways. This is a non-story for me. I have driven a car faster than 95 this week. I've driven a car faster than 101 multiple times in my life. It isn't responsible behavior. I'm not advocating that children who are learning to drive or in the car with their parents should do these kinds of things, but he's rich and he has a fast car and he drove it fast. Like, let's keep it moving.
Who you want to go next, John?
That's a good question. Since you gave me the option, Noah, I'll kick it back to you. What do you think?
Perfect. I agree. I said this a little bit on our show last week. Tim Lyons gave me some shit for it. We are at the point of the NFL offseason where no news is news. On top of the fact of the hype going into Shedeur Sanders being a Cleveland Brown, whether it be him falling in the draft, him being a first-round talent or second-round talent, wherever you put him, it's a non-story for me. We've all done it. Is it reckless? Sure. Should he learn from it? Sure, because it's made headlines. But do I care? No, I don't care. He's going to be our quarterback at the end of the day. Miles did the same thing.
Miles flipped his damn car, so that was different, but he did do the same thing. So did
Here,
LeBron.
here.
I remember the big story of LeBron's rookie year being, he drove a S-Class Mercedes 120 miles an hour. And I was like, that's kind of the point of having it.
I mean, he has a Dodge Ram 1500 TRX. He's got a top-of-the-line Dodge with a freaking Hemi in it. Of course he's whipping that thing all around Northeast Ohio.
What he was pulled over in was a Dodge Ram?
Yeah, it's a 2025 Dodge Ram 1500 TRX pickup truck.
Seriously? Like, you could have went way cooler, though. The dude's got, like, Lamborghini money, and he's pulled over in a Dodge Ram? That's the most disappointing part of the story.
He's trying to fit in with the Northeast Ohio vibes, man. He wants to feel a little redneck. Let him.
And he did spend the last few years of his life in Colorado.
All right, fair enough.
What do
Erik,
you think?
You want a timer?
Yeah, sure. Throw it up. The only part of this that I don't like. Oh, my bad. The only part of this that I don't like is that he was pulled over. I agree. We've all gone way higher than this, and I want to hear what your guys' top speeds are in a second. This is a kid thing, but you got the money where, man, put a radar detector, put a jammer in your car. Just be a little smarter about it. We're all going to do this. I'm disappointed it was a Ram when it could have been like a Ferrari, or an Aston Martin. But yeah, it's a nothing story for sure.
My whole thing is with this entire situation is the media storm that has swelled up over this. It is the epitome of July NFL news. We are craving to figure out what's next for Shedeur Sanders. We are craving to figure out what's going on with the QB situation, whether it be ESPN, because they played another graphic while I was at the gym today of all the rookies and Flacco and Pickett throwing during Sports Center. Everybody's questioning what's going on here, which is great. I enjoy it. We have something to talk about every week if there's nothing else going on. But it's just this, out of all things, I don't know. And I know pro athletes have a bad track history of speeding and bad things happening, alcohol involved or not. But he's driving. It was Strongsville and Brunswick at like the middle of the night. We all drive around here. There's nothing there.
Yeah,
there's nothing going on.
My man, like a little. I'm just going to let you know right now, Shedeur, that stretch of 71 is not where you speed. Hop on the turnpike, buddy, or hop on 77. Like, that's not the area to do it. You'll learn that eventually, but down there, yeah.
I will say this. I do like the fact that, Erik, you were saying you got money for a Lamborghini, but I always think when kids get money, because let's be honest, if we're talking a $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 car, and this kid has net worth in the $6, $7, $8 million range, you can make the argument that $300,000-$400,000 for a car would be a dumb investment. And we always give athletes shit for saying, how'd you go broke? I kind of like the fact that he bought like a nice but sensible pickup truck.
You think that's his only vehicle?
It's
Well, his
also
dad's
a
rich
top of the
too, but
line,
yeah.
kind of race like pickup truck. It's a TRX. I mean,
It's uninspired. If he was
I-
pulled over in like the new Aston Martin, there's just a certain. I want to hear that, my pro athlete in the city gets pulled over in a car that I can't drive. Like, I'm not, yeah, that might be $100,000 Ram, but it seems more attainable. I want something like, man, I wish I could do that. And he didn't hit that. I will say, though, you talked about another man in this city getting a ticket. That would be one LeBron James, and his was the exact same speed, 101 miles an hour. So I'm hoping that bodes well for championship Browns. I don't know.
He's gonna have to leave and come back first, but yeah.
Well, that's fine.
A Dodge Ram TRX from 2025, top of the line, everything added in is still only 90 G's. 90 G's.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we could do that. We might suffer for making that decision, but the three of us could make that decision. I want something that's so unattainable that I'm like, wow, that's cool.
So I want to bring up one more thing, and then we can keep it pushing. Did you guys watch the body cam footage at all whatsoever?
No.
He was so respectful. That's the thing that doesn't get me. He wasn't like a douchebag, like, oh, what's up, officer? How are you? Like with weed.
You know who I am?
Right. He was not any of that. He was like, hello, sir. Like literally to a T, what your father or your grandfather, whoever taught you how to act when you get pulled over. It was exactly how he acted. Both hands on the wheel, asking if you could grab his stuff out of the glove box to hand it to like just very respectful. So I don't get why. I get why, but I really don't get why this has become a story.
He seems like a respectful kid. I want to hear both of you though. What is your top speed, or if you have a good story about it, but what's your top speed ever?
John, I want to hear you first. This is like old head time, so I'm gonna let you have it.
Yeah, I like Shedeur, love a Hemi. My wife has a Durango Citadel that's in the driveway with about 375. I had the same 5.7 liter V8 in a Dodge Challenger, who I named Jolene, and I took her out for the fastest run. I was going over that causeway to Cedar Point, where you go up a hill, down a hill, but it's like 2 miles. I was going to a bachelor party to catch the ferry over to Lake or Put-in Bay. And it was 8:45 in the morning. I had the road to myself, and I just hammered it and didn't let up until I started to get scared. And that was at about 135 miles an hour.
Okay, Noah.
So I had, for any car enthusiasts out there that are also Cleveland sports fans, my first car was a BMW E46. It was a hunk of junk with almost 200,000 miles on it, but it bought it for $800, fixed the rear shocks and struts, and I felt like a badass at 16 driving a BMW.
Yeah, man.
So of course that thing had seen some pedal to the metal. Mom, if you're listening, because my mom does tune in quite often, cover your ears. We were definitely whipping that thing at like 115 on I-90 over by Ashtabula, trying to get home for no reason other than the rap music was loud. I was feeling myself. I was probably 17 or whatever. And I was just in a good mood. Why not? No tickets. I've gotten one speeding ticket. That's a quick story. I was rounding a bend. I still think to this day I wasn't speeding, and he clocked the guy behind or in front of me because I had no idea where he went. Past the Stady on a back road, and the Stady turned around and got me going like 64 and a 45. So
it always be them Stadies. They will not give you a warning.
Nope.
I'm glad I got both you beat. My record's 144. It was not in my BMW, which I have had plenty of fun in as well, I will say. But my buddy's parents owned that 10-cylinder Cadillac back in the day.
Oh, the Cadillac V?
And he let me take it.
Yikes.
And he was not afraid to let me get on it either. And that thing flew. And that, on the road we were on, that was getting up to the speed where it's a little hinky. That's quick. And then I did take a test drive of a Mercedes and AMG a couple years ago, and it's me and my buddy and the guy from the dealership sitting in the back, and he's like, "You can get on it, no big deal." So I got on it, and we were chatting with him. He's like, "People have gotten tickets, taken test drives. I don't care. Like, do your thing, just don't wreck the thing." But that's what insurance is for. I'm like, "All right, let's go."
That's crazy advice coming from that guy.
Right? I was a little surprised at it as well, but
I got to send you guys a video if this is your bag. There's a video that it's old now. It's probably 10, 12, 15 years old, but Jeff Gordon got in full face paint and mask and wig and went into a Chevy dealership when it was either Chevy or Dodge when the Camaro or Challenger came out and got like the top of the line. And the guy is like, "Okay, put on your seatbelt. We're going to take it out." And he just goes through the parking lot. Like
I've seen this before.
Oh, I've
seen this before. Growing up, my family were big NASCAR people, and they were really into Jeff Gordon. So there is a nuggets of Jeff Gordon lore throughout my brain still from being like 3 years old in the jumpsuit, driving around in my what was probably like a Bug, like, you know, one of those kid electric cars as a Volkswagen Bug. But I digress.
I'm not a huge racing fan. I think NASCAR is boring as shit, and like F1's pretty cool. But I am excited for the movie. I'm going tomorrow that drops with Brad Pitt, F1.
Yeah, it's good.
I heard it's good. I saw the new Jurassic Park, by the way, on an early. So are you guys aware? And then we'll move on. But Cinemark does this thing like once or twice a month where it's a completely hidden mystery movie. It's $5 for a ticket, and it's something that's coming out like in the next month, but you don't know what it is. Reddit leaks it most of the time. But you just go in for a surprise, and this week or last week, this week, it was the new Jurassic Park movie, which is kind of cool because you don't really know what you're going into, and then it starts and you get a sneak peek before like literally the entire world, which is kind of fun.
It is fun for sure. That does sound really cool. I didn't know that was a thing.
And I've heard of it, but I didn't know that it was only $5 and that you didn't know what it was. So consider myself educated. See, you learn something new every day.